Hello everyone, Jumington here with a Minecraft Let's Play series, Jumcraft. This is my first episode, so before I begin, I'm just going to run through the obligatory what is Minecraft, let me show you this stuff thing. You probably already know what Minecraft is if you're watching this, but if you don't, I hope I can explain it to your satisfaction. Alright, Minecraft is it's kind of hard to describe. It is in a world that is procedurally generated, comprised of these QB blocks. It's a little low-res graphics, but it has a charm to it that I hope you will appreciate, and I hope you already do. Basically, everything in the world is composed of blocks. Everything in the world is generated as you walk on, and it's all sort of randomly generated based on a set of rules, which means that no two different worlds will generate the same. You may see the same type of terrain, but you won't see the exact same thing. And the basic premise of the game is you're in this world, and you start out with nothing, and you gather up some supplies to build shelter, build devices, build whatever it is that you want to build. There's different modes of play in this. Right now I'm playing in survival, but you could also play in creative mode. This is creative mode. And creative mode is the mode you select when you create the world, and in creative mode you get unlimited amounts of any block you want. So if you just want to build, you can come in creative mode and just build to your heart's content. You can break blocks with one blow, you don't need any kind of tools or anything. You can just build yourself a structure, you can fly. It's neat, it's cool. This is cool for building test stuff and just kind of exploring and playing around in this giant procedurally generated world. It kind of fills in as you go. Alright, and here we are back in a different survival world. You see I've created a new one, and we're in a different spot. We've got a desert area over there, a little swampy area with some trees, and a whole lot of grassland. So you can see it generates a little bit differently every time you create a new world, so you never quite know what you're going to get. And as you continue to explore the world, it will continue to generate new land. So if you don't like the area you're in, you can just hoof it over to a new area and get something maybe you'll enjoy better. Now at this point you're probably asking yourself, what exactly is the point of this game? What is the purpose? What am I doing? Well, really, that's up to you. It's a sandbox game. There is no hard set goal of this game. There's no finish line. It's basically just gathering resources, and in a survival mode, trying to survive. So gathering resources. Basically, everything in this game, every block, every tile, every plant, even the animals, can be broken down into a resource to be collected. Some of the resources, what you see is what you get, like this wood log here, which I will knock out with my fist. And now I have a wood log. This grass, however, if I break that, instead I get dirt. And if I were to break this chicken, now we get into the crafting. You take this wood and convert that into wooden planks. So now instead of 2 wooden logs, I have 8 wooden planks. I can take some of those wooden planks and convert those, stacked accordingly, into sticks. Now sticks can't be placed. They're pretty much just an item that's used to create other items, and then you create more complicated items by making one of these, which will give you a crafting table. And we'll drop that down on the ground, and you can see it's the same sort of crafting window that you've got in your inventory screen, only larger, which you'll need to make more complicated shapes. Are you following? Does this make sense so far? I don't know. So what can you do with these resources that you're gathering? What are you doing here? Well, for one, you can drop it back down on the ground. You build a nice little structure, a nice little home out of it, build a tower, build whatever the hell you want. It's a sandbox game. Are you listening? You can do whatever you want. I've got those resources. I've got this crafting table. Let's make something. Get myself some more wooden planks here. Say I want to chop down trees a little more quickly, a little more efficiently. Lay this pattern down here. This is the crafting recipe, and then it'll give me a wooden axe. Different recipe, different combination pattern of blocks playing out will give me a wooden pickaxe. or a wooden shovel, or a wooden sword. And I'm going to need that sword because I'm tired of this damn chicken. Alright, and what these different tools will allow you to do is to break up blocks more efficiently. So this axe will break up these wood logs a little bit more quickly than just beating it with your fists. So you see the axe is useful for breaking down wood blocks. The shovel is useful for picking up dirt or sand, clay, different materials, softer materials. Sword obviously is useful for picking up the resources that are the living entities, chickens and the like. And the pickaxe. Well, what do we use the pickaxe for? Pickaxe is used for the harder materials, like stone here. And this happy little guy is iron ore. So let's go ahead and use this. Pick up some of the stone. Now you'll see once again, I broke down the stone, but what I'm actually getting is cobblestone. So I'm going to need some of these. And you'll find out why in just a moment. So let's pick up some of this iron ore. And you can see with this wooden pick, it's taking quite a bit of time. Quite a lot of time to break this block. And then, well, you don't get anything because you didn't use the right tool. God damn it, you didn't use the right tool. Now you may be confused at this point, but Jum, you said, the pick is used for picking up the hard materials. And it's true, just not a wooden pick. Here's where things start getting more and more complicated. Now you need to make a stone pick. Pickaxe, if you want to get technical on me. And of course you can make stone versions of all of these tools. Stone axe, stone shovel, stone sword. Now with the stone pick, you can pick up this iron ore. And what are you going to do with this iron ore? Well, you can place it down, and it'll look nice and pretty, but it's not going to do much for you. What we really need to do is go back to this crafting table, take some of this cobblestone we picked up, put it in this ring here. We'll make ourselves a furnace. Drop that furnace down. Sling that in there, throw some of that in there. Basically what we're doing, we're cooking this down into, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, iron ingot. And all this furnace is, you've got material to be burned up top and fuel for burning it in the bottom. There's different types of fuel you can use. There's wood, there's coal. You can even use lava. Alright, so I've got my 3 iron ingots. I'm going to go ahead and take those and make myself an iron pickaxe, which is an upgrade. Now what these different upgrades will enable you to do is you will find as you go in the game materials that the wooden version won't pick up. You'll also find materials that the stone version won't pick up. You'll even find materials that an iron won't pick up. And for that you'll need diamond, which I don't have to show you right now. Here we have yet another raw material, coal. Once again, break that coal. You don't get the coal block. You instead just get a piece of coal. Coal can be used to cook things in the furnace. You can also use it for creating torches. And torches are vital. Why are they vital? Because that darkness down there, anywhere that it's dark, enemy creatures will spawn. So you use these torches to light up the area around you so that you can see, and also so that things don't jump up on you and rip you a new one, which is never a pleasant experience, even in a video game. So now we've got enough base materials here, and I think we can build ourselves a nice little structure to hide out the night in. And here we go. A chintzy, crampy little mud hut. But no garbage shelter would be complete without a nice door. And there we go. Think you can do better? Think you can do... So now you have a nice shelter inside which you can hide to weather out the night. Why would you want to weather out the night instead of wandering around loose in the prairie? Well, let me show you. In Minecraft in survival mode, Once the night falls, you will be surrounded by horrible creatures, like the skeleton here and his pals. Look, over there, a giant damn spider. There's a sheep. That's not really sinister. Yes, I know. There's some zombies. There's a creeper. This happy fellow will blow you to hell. How you doing? And that's why you go inside. I hope this has helped to explain what the game's about a little bit. Maybe it made sense, maybe it didn't. At this point, I really don't care. I mean, of course I care if my garbage tutorial was helpful. Really, I just want to get the basics out of the way, because when I start this world here, I'm only going to have 10 minutes of daylight before the sun sets and all the creeps, the bleeps, and the sweeps come out to blast me straight to eternal damnation and until I respawn. Now, there's a lot more to the game, which you will see if you watch the series. It could take me forever just to sit here and tell you about it all. I would rather show you. I'd rather you gain some enjoyment from watching me play and see the different things that come into effect as I progress in this fabulous game that I love so much. So let's cut down on the jibber jabber and get straight to the game. Alright, I'm just going to create a new world. I'm going to call it Jumcraft. That's the name of the show. More world options. I'm going to give it a seed. Now, you remember earlier, I told you that every time you generate a world, it is random and new and fresh, and I kind of mentioned, maybe, I forget already, kind of lied, because you can put the seed in, and if you're playing the same version of the game, it will generate the world in exactly the same way. Now, you may not spawn in at the same point, and I'll explain what that spawn point is when we get in. So you may start off in a slightly different area, but you'll get the same terrain, the same dungeons, the same caves, all that stuff will be the same. So if you want, you can play along at home, and if you spot something cool, you know, toss a comment up, and I'll check it out in an episode. I think that'd be kind of neat, you know, we just kind of play along together. And for your reference, I am playing the 1.9 pre-release 4. I don't know if another one's coming around the corner, probably. The 4 release is just around the corner too. And when they do update, if they update anything that affects the terrain generation, then these seed stuff will kind of change and you'll get different worlds. So keep that in mind. So let's just go ahead, start this new world on survival, because I'm a survivor. Keep on surviving. So hopefully we get something cool. And we got a snow world. Ooh, that's pretty neat. Snow's just covering. Pop that off. Got some grass underneath. It does add a little bit of challenge, because if you're wandering around looking for coal to pop in on the surface, it will be covered with snow, so it can make it a little bit harder to find that sort of stuff. So what I got here is some flat rolling plains of snow, lots of sheep. Got a tree right there, that's good. Okay, so this spot right here where I popped in, this is my spawn point. And this is where I will return when I die. And if I hit F3 here, bring up this little diagnostic-y menu, you'll see I got coordinates up there, my X, Y, which is your height, and Z. And they're 0.5 and 0.5 for the X and Y, which means this is an absolute spawn seed. And what that means is if you use the same seed with the same world generation, you will start at exactly the same point, which is actually really cool. So that way, if you do want to play along, you can follow my exact path or just go to whatever hell you want. Up to you. Now, I don't want to build my house right here on spawn, because I want to check this world out. But just in case I die before I find a shelter or build a bed, which will let you reset the spawn point, I'm just going to try and keep my travels to one cardinal direction. Now when you start out, there's really only one way that you can pick cardinal direction. And there's lots of different ways you can do it, but there's only one way you can do it effectively when you first start out, and that is the sun, which rises in the east and sets in the west. So I'm going to go west, as a man once said. First I'm going to break up this tree and get some necessary wood. The adventure begins! Yep. Punching You're right. And oh my god, I'm naked. With what I think I was trying to draw as a loincloth, but now it just looks like hot pants. And I'm in the snow. Thankfully, freezing to death is not a mechanic of this game. So I think I will be okay, unless I lose some viewership. And my pasty flesh and ratty chest hair. That's kind of weirded me out now that I look at that. Alright. Build myself some tools. Make myself an axe. Make a pickaxe. I guess I'll make a shovel. I don't really use shovels much because you can just punch the earth. And a sword because I'll probably have to defend myself or kill things. I got these sheep here. I really like to kill some of them to get their wool. But they're so cute. I can't bring myself to do it. But wait, look over there. You know, wouldn't you know it, it's the damnedest thing. The video glitched out for a second, and a couple of those sheep died of natural causes, so I got that wool after all. Isn't that, it happens sometimes. Don't let anybody tell you that it doesn't. I am not a murderer. Alright. So you see I chopped that tree down, and the leaves start to disappear after a while. And you can either punch them out or wait for them to pop, and hopefully they will drop a sapling. Or more. I guess one is what I'll have to live with. And you can use these to replant trees, so you can keep growing them, and you can just grow them on and on forever. Now I got the shovel, so I might as well use it. Pick up some snowballs. I need a shovel to get snowballs. And what do you need snowballs for? A snowball fight. Duh. Don't worry, it doesn't hurt them. It just scares the crap out of them. And you can see here some of the pitfalls of snow. Sometimes it'll generate over terrain that either drops out or disappears or whatever. And so you get this snow that hangs out, and it's not really solid, so you fall through. So if you're not careful, you might drop yourself down to a hole. You can also take the snow. Oh, excuse me, man. Look at my dinner coming back up. Pop it up in there and make a block of snow, which you can build with. But it will melt if it's too close to light sources, so I've never really built anything out of it. I've never really been in a snow area before. I'm also going to punch some of this tall grass, and hopefully it'll give me some seeds. And you can use the seeds to plant wheat, which you can grow. And yep, there's a seed. And you can harvest it to make bread. And then it has a couple different uses. You can use the wheat to get animals to follow you, get them to breed with each other to create more. I guess 2 is just going to have to do it because I'm going to get rolling. And you can use the wheat to make cake as well, along with some other materials. And you're going to need some of that bread or some other source of food because you can see those meaty shanks down there represent my hunger. That is a factor in this game now. If your hunger gets too low, you will starve to death and die. And if you keep your hunger up high enough, you will regenerate health. Pigs are an animal that drops food, so I'm just going to wantonly murder some of them for some pork. Now, if you are uncomfortable with the idea of murdering these sweet, innocent pigs, don't kid yourself. They are neither sweet nor innocent. See, these pigs, they're convict pigs. They're all here because they did something horrible. This pig murdered his wife and family. Set him on fire. He is a reprehensible being. And he must be punished. Alright. Well, I'm not moving as quickly as I'd like to. Burning a lot of daylight. But that's alright. Now really I'm just kind of cruising around, checking out the area. And I want to see if I can find anything kind of just catches my eye, you know. A cave or something. You do kind of have to be careful when you're dropping down into caves. Because, as I said earlier, and I'm sorry if punching those blocks is making too much noise, monsters will spawn anywhere it's dark, and caves, obviously, are pretty dark. So you might drop down in a cave even though it's broad daylight and find yourself face to face with some horrible, horrible monstrosities. So there's an element of risk to it, but it's worth it to find a cool place to live. We got lots of water around here, but it's all frozen. I can break this water, or this ice. Can't pick it up, and it turns back into water, and that will freeze shortly. Don't really know what would happen if it froze while I was on it. See, it already froze. I don't know what happens if it freezes while you're in it, or if it will. I imagine it might hurt me, so I don't want to find out right now. And you can see my hunger's already dropping. Your hunger will drop more quickly the more active you are. So if you dash by double tapping the forward button, do a lot of jumping or breaking blocks, it'll go down a little bit quicker. And I could just eat those pork chops raw. You can see they are raw pork chops. But I'm going to wait till I can get a furnace put together and cook them, because they will replenish more hunger if they're cooked. And some meat, like the meat that chickens drop, will actually give you food poisoning if you eat it raw. You can also eat rotten flesh that zombies drop, and that's pretty much guaranteed to always give you food poisoning. So I tend to avoid that. I got some cows over there. You can actually milk cows, which is milk is an ingredient you need for cake, or you can kill them for beef, and they cook that into steak, which is quite tasty, I imagine, given that it's a video game. You don't really taste anything, but I like to think it's delicious. Alright, nice cave down there. Might check that out. Let's see if I can find some coal first. Lots of animals around here, which is nice. I will make good use of them. You know, eating them, mainly. But there are other things you can do with animals. I'm not going to get into that just yet. Spot some coal here. Get some coal. Get some stone. I get kind of nervous when I can hear stuff walking around, but I can't see anything. Even though it's broad daylight, you never know when you might pass over a darkened cave where a creeper is lurking, waiting for you, and it will actually come out and follow you. Now, some of the monsters, zombies and skeletons, will burn up in direct sunlight, so those you don't have to worry too much about, but creepers don't. And when they... Did you hear that? Yeah, I heard spiders. That's making me a little nervous. That's... Oh god. It's a hideous spider. It's a dungeon. Oh no! Get away. Man. Gotta kill it. Die. Dungeon. Get in here. Get in here and get it done. Oh! No! Oh, wrong weapon. What am I doing? Alright. Alright, let me wall myself in here and I'll explain what the hell that was. Oh, wasting this. I'm not getting some good high-level play here, man. I'm just fumbling all over the place. I'm a bit shaken by my spidery encounter. It's, you know, it's getting dark out, which means any moment now, horrible, nasty things are going to start popping up in this world. So I gotta work quick here. Make myself a door. So you can hear it walking around up there. Really, I don't know what that is. Alright. It should be safe. Man. Well, this is kind of a cool find. Terrifying. Almost bit it there. This is a dungeon. Ta-da! You can see I got some treasure chests here. That's pretty neat. And this horrifying looking cage block here is a spawner. And what this does is, if it's dark enough, it will spit out whatever you see twirling around inside. So this one pops out spiders. You can break this block, but I'm not going to do that because I have some plans for it. Or you can just light up the area around it, and if you throw a torch on all the sides here, it will prevent it from spitting anything out, so I am safe. So this is pretty neat. So you see this cobblestone walls. You got some mossy cobblestones, what this is, which you can only find in dungeons, so that's kind of It's kind of neat. You can gather that up and build something cool with it for, you know, I guess cred, like street cred, like yo dog, I got some mossy cobblestone, go and build a tower. Yeah, that's pretty cool. This is really neat. So let's see what we got in the treasure here. Oh, I got some bread. That'll come in handy. I got some string, which is what you see spiders dropped when I killed them. That's cool. Got some iron ingot. That'll save me some time. I got some gunpowder. And gunpowder is dropped by creepers, and you can also, obviously, you'll find it in dungeon chests. And you can mix that with sand to make TNT. It doesn't do anything on its own, the gunpowder. You can make TNT blocks, and then you can be the creeper and sneak up on stuff and blow it up. Probably pigs mostly. And then in this one we got more string, more gunpowder, cocoa beans. And cocoa beans can be used for a couple different things, well, two different things really. You can combine it with the wool blocks to dye them into brown wool, or you can use them with some other ingredients to make chocolate chip cookies, which is another food you can eat to replenish your hunger. That's kind of neat. I think it's kind of a waste myself to use that as a dye, because you can actually find naturally brown sheep, and then if you make a tool, the shears, you can shave the wool off of them without killing them, which I didn't do earlier. They died of natural causes. They fell off a large height, broke their legs. And you know what? I didn't kill them. Let's just get that established. And that is my story, and I'll stick to it. And then you got a bucket. And buckets you can make with iron by putting 3 of them in like a V formation. And you can use buckets to pick up water and carry it around, or you can actually pick up lava and carry it around, which is pretty crazy if you think about it, but also pretty cool, and you can do some cool stuff with that, both water and lava. And then you start getting kind of a physicsy thing into it. So I'm just going to plunk this right down over here, and you can see if you put 2 chests next to each other, you get a double chest. It's pretty much just the capacity both combined, but it makes it a little bit easier for organizing. And this is how you make a chest, in case you don't know and you're curious. Just make a ring of wood and pop a chest. But I already got them, so I'm not going to make one. But I am going to make a furnace so I can cook up this pork. Num num num. 2, 3 ought to do it. Don't want to waste this coal. See, the coal, you only get what you find. You know, it generates once in the land, and once you dig it up, that's it. No more. You can dig deeper, or dig further, or go out and explore. You can find more, but it's not renewable. Wood, however, is renewable, because you can just keep planting more trees and grow it. And you can actually take raw logs and cook those in a furnace, and that will make charcoal, which is effectively the same as coal. So you actually, there's a lot of resources that are renewable in this game that you can just create infinitely. The trees you can keep growing, wheat you can keep growing, anything you get from the animals, because you can use the wheat to make them breed to create more animals. You can just keep getting that as long as you keep a breeding pair of them. Cobblestone, you can actually infinitely generate cobblestone and also regular stone by mixing water and lava in a certain way. Oh, I hear a skeleton out there. I'm just going to go ahead and munch on some of this bread, bring my hunger up. So you can already hear the creepy crawlers out there, along with the menacing oink of the pig, which I don't entirely trust. Sheep are fine. They're innocent. The pigs are not. I don't like how close he is. Well, the night is creepy and terrifying to me, so I'm going to make a bed. And a bed, aside from allowing you to reset your spawn point, will allow you to skip the night. Now it doesn't make time pass any quicker. I already got that. It doesn't make time pass any quicker. So if you left something cooking in the oven, it's not going to cook any faster. You can't fast forward through stuff. It just shoots from night to day, and then anything that's out there in the darkness that dies in the sun, dies in the sun. And as I said earlier, creepers don't die in the sun, so it's not like a foolproof safety net. You could still walk out your door in the morning, stretching out, you know, and get blown up by a creeper. Some people think it's unfair or makes the game too easy. I don't really see it, because you're probably going to be hiding inside anyway, at night, and a lot of times people go inside at night and either spend their whole night like this, staring out, praying for morning, or they just start digging down and start constructing their mine shaft so they can dig down to get richer resources like gold and diamonds. Me, I just, this early on in the game, I just like to sleep through the night and oh god, no, just a sheep, innocent sheep, glaring at me with his face thrust through my door like some kind of phantom. Yeah. Now bed placement is somewhat important. Even if you're in an enclosed area, if you place it too close to an outside wall, monsters can pop in somehow and get you. Also, if I just threw this up on a darkened hill, something would wake me up and might kill me. But I think I'm in an enclosed space here. I got that little window there, but nothing can get through that really. So I think I'm safe. So I think I'm just gonna head in for the night. I'm gonna get some rest while it's still dark out, and yeah, that'll be probably the end of it for us right now. This is kind of a cool area. I want to explore it a little bit more. I think this would be a nice place to build some stuff. I got some resources now. I got some iron. I got some string and stuff. Actually, before I go get some shut-eye, I'm gonna build some stuff with that string. Take that. Like that. Build myself a bow. I don't have any arrows, so it's kind of useless to me right now, but I will get arrows soon. And I'll take this string and some sticks here and make a fishing rod. And you can use a fishing rod to fish. And it's funny, you can actually fish in any amount of water, so I could just place one block of water in like a 1 block deep hole and fish in that. It's kind of hard, but you can do it. And that's kind of neat because if you're down in caves and you're running low on food, as long as you have a bucket of water and a fishing rod, you can just dig yourself a little hole, throw some water in and fish and get some food right away. So that's kind of cool. You can also use it to hook mobs. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but mobs is what we call what the term they use for any of the mobile entities in the game, like the animals and the enemies, which would be called hostile mobs. So you can actually hook mobs with that and drag them towards you a little bit, which is kind of funny. You can hook some other things with it too, minecarts and boats and stuff, but you haven't seen any of that yet, so I won't go too deep into it. Alright, well, still kind of dark out there, so is it dark? Nope, sun's coming up, so it looks like I chatted up all through the night like a teenage girl. I won't have to sleep tonight, so I can go out and explore this place a little bit more and gather some resources. Start out with this coal right here. And before I get too far with that, I'm just going to make a quick dash out this way, because you never know when there's a spider, which is not hostile in the daytime. How you doing, buddy? Or creepers just kind of hovering about, because they don't go away when the sun comes up. So even though you think you're safe, you might not be. I don't see any, so I think I'm okay. Alright. Yeah, they're sneaky bastards, those creepers. People have called me a creeper, and I gotta say that I don't appreciate it. I mean, yes, I do sneak up behind people at work. Maybe I do kind of make a point of finding out where they live or smelling their hair. Really, is that so creepy? Don't answer that. Alright, so the early part of the game here, it's just some resource gathering. As you go on, you'll reach a point where you really can't just kind of pass up this stuff. Will you shut up? You can just pass up this stuff because you'll probably have enough resources built up that it's not so essential to grab every little thing you find. I still do, just cause, most of the time anyway. And that is what I'm doing right now. Just building up my store, building up my stocks, preparing for the adventure that lies ahead. Building and digging, mining, and adventure. Alright. I got some stuff there, so let's scope out the area a bit. That spider makes me a little nervous, but you know, he's okay. Oh, see, there's a cave right here. I'm just gonna seal that off so nothing can get out, because you know it's dark down there, and I guarantee you something's gonna spawn in there, and when I least expect it, it's just gonna rush out of there and blow me up. So I'm gonna play it safe, play it cool. Nope, doesn't go anywhere. Alright. Just trying to take stock of the surrounding area here, make sure, try to make some more torches. Just make sure I know where the danger zones are, so to speak. Some weird floating dirt chunks there, and there's some iron. Cool, cool. Just gonna go light this base down here up first. Yeah, see, I mean, this doesn't seem like much, but it was dark enough in here that you know, if I was standing far enough away, yet close enough, stuff would spawn in there. Basically, if you are, I'm gonna need a stone pick. If you are further than 20 squares away from an area, and it's dark enough, and hostile mobs will spawn. So you gotta exercise some caution there. Alright, I gotta go back. I just realized I didn't bother to make myself a stone pickaxe. I just call it a pick. Let's just call it a pick and leave it at that. Always close the door behind you, by the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and make that, so I can get that iron. I could just make myself an iron pick, but I would rather make some shears. Shears are really cool, I want to say. They not only allow you to pluck the wool straight off a sheep, which I'm gonna go do. Where the hell were they neighing and braying at? Here we go. Without injuring them, at least. And you get more than you would if you killed them. Now I don't know that from experience, because I've never murdered a sheep with a wooden sword to its face. But I'm just saying, if you did do something like that, you'd only get one wool block, whereas if you shear them, they get to live their happy naked life, and you get 2 to 4 blocks of wool. It's actually a lot more efficient. And if you do want to dye the sheep, dye the wool, it's more efficient also to dye the sheep itself instead of the individual wool blocks, because then every block that you cut off of it will be that same color, so you get a little bit more bang for your buck. You can also use shears to pick up other stuff, like I just picked up some tall grass, things that you normally wouldn't be able to pick up. You can pick up leaves with it, and we got some jungle out there, and I don't know if you can see it too well, but out there's some trees that have vines growing down off of them. In fact, I'm going to head out there and get it. Got a lot of nice stony area in here. Ooh, looks like a neat creepy cavern down there. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Yeah, I like this. I got some coal. Just kind of remember that. I'm on a mission right now. Gotta stay focused. Stay on task. Alright, so now I got these vines. Go plant these. I did get a leaf block too. I can go plant these back in my dungeon abode. Get some nice decoration out of that. Pick up some of that iron I got there. I will come back for that coal later. Just down there. Because I really want to get that iron I saw earlier. Before I get all stupid. Forget about it. Where the hell did I come from? Over that way. Yeah, that looks about right. It is surprisingly easy to get lost in this game, because as you can see, everything kind of looks the same in an area like this. But there are some landmarks you can use. You can dig up the snow, and that would be easier to find it. Also, the sheep that I shared earlier are a clear indication that I have come through this way. Got a nice deep pit there. I got some coal and iron down there, so I'm going to have to come back for that. Figure out a way down there somehow. Got some sand over there. And, hey, a nice pool of above ground lava with a pig. That is the sound that plays when you're over a cavern of some sort. It always kind of creeps me out. There's a pig trap down there. I could dig out some of this dirt and let him climb up, but I'm not gonna, because he's a dick. Get that sand over there. I think I'm gonna grab some of this, so I can take this sand and, well, one, I can mix it with that gunpowder and make TNT. I could also cook it into glass blocks. I have some flashy windows in my dungeon. I'm gonna get there 10. Yeah, that's good enough for now. Ooh, look at all that. Oh, this is kind of risky here. I'll chance it. I'll chance it for all this iron. It's a nice sized deposit. And get some of this coal too. Coal seems to show up in quite a bit of abundance when you find a deposit of it. It can actually kind of hose you if you're kind of in a rush to get something and you stop to pick up all the resources you see. Time can get away from you, and next thing you know, it's midnight and you're hanging out in your hot pants, total darkness, getting eaten alive. Ow. That's fine. It's not going to happen to me, because I will remain cognizant of the time. Kind of. I remember seeing some. Yep. Some more down there. This is a nice, goodly amount of iron. Start things off, and I'm just going to grab all the coal I see here. I got some time left before the sun sets. That's good enough for today. Getting nervous. Alright. I'll take this iron ore and plunk it down in there. Drop some coal. It's got 8, 16. Yeah, that's good enough. I'll just cook the rest of it later. Take some of these vines here and just stick them up on the walls. We have some nice feng shui, some nice balance. Oh, I got a spider out there already. See, they're already showing up. Alright, well, let's drop some stuff in the chest here. Let's just empty it all out. My hunger. Hunger looks good. Leave just my base tools and that. Well, this is a nice supply of crap here. Nice supply of junk. There's a pretty decent start. This combined with that iron I got back there, I'm happy with this. Probably get back out there in the morning and maybe start a tree farm. Construct some sort of building. See if I can build some walls out of ice on a tree farm. That would be kind of cool. This place is rife with possibilities. But I think that's all I'm going to go for now, because I got a spider up there and he's creeping me out. So I'm going to head in for the night. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, favorite, all that good stuff. Leave me some comments, and if you are playing along at home and you do find something cool, it'd be really cool if you let me know. Throw something in the comments and we can kind of play along together in a weird sort of non-connected multiplayer way. Cool. Well, nighty-night as we drift off to sleep. Have sweet dreams of a world in which zombies and humans and skeletons can... Oh, Jesus Christ!